What's up everybody, Caleb here, and today we're going to take a little break from the horror genre and we're going to break down my Star Wars collection here. Just go through all of it here and show you what I've got. You know, it's not a very extensive collection. Well, it's kind of extensive, but you know, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, you know, and I've accumulated what parts of the collection I like over the years, so we're going to break this down and talk about it. So we'll start with the beginning here with the first releases. I'm so unorganized. Alright, first off we got the original VHS collection here as they were released in, let's see, here's the first Star Wars, CBS Fox Video. Side of it, in the back, this was released on VHS in 1984, actually. This is the 1984 edition. And there's the tape itself, the CBS Fox logo. I found this pretty cheap on eBay, where I find a lot of my old VHSs that I collect over the years. And here's Empire Strikes Back. I believe this is the actual original release of Empire Strikes Back, CBS Fox. The battle continues. This was 1984 as well, actually. The same as original Star Wars. Of course, we know this movie was released in 1981. It's the tape. Alright, and last but definitely not least, Return of the Jedi. It's got a sticker on it there about we've been rated PG. It probably belonged to a video store. The Empire is brought to its knees. Cheesy taglines. This is 86 is when this one was released. Okay. That's funny, 50-cent charge if not rewound. Some video stores were serious about that. Alright, next up in the VHS collection, we've got this right here. This is the original trilogy again. This was released in 1995. This was right before the remastered collection came out, before they remastered them and redid everything, as the versions a lot of us know today. They reissued the original versions of these three one last time on VHS. This was like your last chance to own the original three Star Wars films before they got all remastered. And this is the box set that it came in, and it's got a message from George Lucas here on the side. Talks about how you know, this, you know, the prequels were being, you know, developed at this time and everything. So it's a message, and it's got a number here on the back too. Proof of purchase. Star Wars Trilogy 0609. That's pretty cool. Let's take them out here and look at them. There's Star Wars, A New Hope, as we've grown to know it over the years. It says it on the side there. Now we got the Fox Video logo on here instead of the CBS Fox. I love watching these versions of the original Star Wars films, you know, because for the longest time, you know, I had just known the remastered versions, because that was the first ones I'd seen. Empire Strikes Back. Empire Strikes Back is my favorite Star Wars film. But yeah, for the longest time, that's the only ones I'd seen was the remastered version, so it was really cool to finally get to see these original, as they were originally made in the 80s, 70s and 80s. And Return of the Jedi. The Empire Falls. Still using the tagline. Tape itself. Alright. So that's that collection. I thought it was pretty cool. I found this pretty cheap on eBay as well. Just, you know, I got in a Star Wars kick a while back and decided I wanted to update my collection. And went back and bought all this stuff. I like this one. I think it's pretty cool. So there was that. It was released in 95, and then in 97, that's when they released this. This is the remastered trilogy. the special editions. This is when they went back and added in all the new special effects that we've grown accustomed to over the years, you know, the versions that we've seen. And this is that collection that came out. These were the first ones I ever seen, actually. Star Wars Trilogy on the side there. It's in this nice, cool box set here. Special edition. Looking all fancy. Opens up like this. And you see we've got all 3 films in there. A nice gold collection. This came out, there was 2 different versions. There was a widescreen version, which was in a silver box, and then this one was the regular standard definition full screen. This still has the offers that came with it when it was released in 1997. Which is pretty cool. I'm sure all of these have expired. And this is when they gave them new covers. Star Wars Special Edition. I always talk about going to my local video store and renting movies, like with my Nightmare on Elm Street collection. And these were the ones that I was renting at that local video store, these special editions. There's the scene, the infamous scene where they added Jabba the Hutt back into the film. A lot of people are on the fence about that scene. Personally, I don't mind it. I thought it was pretty cool. You know, how great can CGI be, you know? I thought it was pretty cool. Empire Strikes Back. It's a nice new special edition box. And there's the tape. And Return of the Jedi. The first Star Wars movie I ever saw actually was Return of the Jedi. Go figure, I start with part 6. It's always a good way to start at the end. Another thing too about Return of the Jedi, the special edition, you know, the big scene, the big musical number. Some people were on the fence about that. You know, you got people who hate it, people who love it. And also, something I forgot to talk about too, in the original Star Wars, you know, Greedo shot first. But we all know in the original, Han Solo shot first. But they didn't want to portray Han Solo as the bad guy, you know, he wanted to be more of a protagonist hero, so change that. I'm getting back in place. Alright, so there was that collection. So then after that, I got this collection here. I don't have the box set that it came in when it first came out. This was actually the first Star Wars collection I owned. It was the original trilogy, 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5, and 6. And it was in a box set that this was the first ones I got, and that's long since been tore up. It's the same versions that are in the gold box there, just they got different covers. They updated them to coincide with 1 and 2 that were coming out at the time. And on one side of the spine you got the rebel side, and the other side the dark side. I believe these came out in 2002, if my memory serves me correctly. Is when these reissues came out. Empire Strikes Back. And Return of the Jedi. And there's Return of the Jedi. Okay, so then, and to round out the VHS collection, I have Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, the only 2 of the prequel trilogy that were released on VHS. Phantom Menace there. A lot of people don't, you know, they're on the fence about the prequel trilogy as well. I like it. I do. I like Phantom Menace. A lot of people don't like Phantom Menace. I think it's a great movie. I don't like Attack of the Clones. I'm not a big fan of it. There's a lot of filler, you know. I mean, it's necessary filler, but, you know, it's definitely not my favorite Star Wars film, that's for sure. Too much filler. But Revenge of the Sith, I love Revenge of the Sith. That is an excellent, great movie. It was great to see that transformation finally happen of Anakin Skywalker to Darth Vader. So there's the prequel trilogy on VHS. They didn't release Revenge of the Sith on VHS by that point. DVD had taken over. So then we got the Star Wars Trilogy on DVD. This was the first edition that came out, I believe, in 2004, if my memory serves me correctly. Yep, 2004, right before Revenge of the Sith came out. They finally released the original trilogy on DVD. These are just the remastered versions that we know from the gold box, VHS box. Gave them nice new artwork though for the covers. There's A New Hope. Kept the original poster concept on the discs. I like that. Gave a nice cool little artwork design there. On the other side is just a scene selection. Empire Strikes Back. There's a commentary by George Lucas and many other stuff on these DVDs. There's the original poster there. Love that. I think that looks really cool. Artwork. And all that stuff. And Return of the Jedi. Original poster disc. Death Star. And the Trilogy DVD came with this as a special features disc, bonus materials, a nice, really good documentary on here. It's pretty extensive. I like it. It's pretty awesome. It's got, I was glad to finally have special features of Star Wars, you know, after all these years. So lots of good bonus material, TV spots and trailers too. Like when they did the reissues too in theaters, it's really awesome, and they have the original ones. You know, it's a must-have for any Star Wars fan. I don't have the prequel trilogy on DVD. I kind of skipped over that one, just because I've always been more of a big fan of the original trilogy than I have the prequel trilogy. But I do have the prequel trilogy on Blu Ray as well as the original trilogy. So we'll start with that. Here is the prequel trilogy on Blu Ray: Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith. They released these both in a big box set themselves called the Complete Saga, but I bought them separately because the trilogies have always been separate to me. I've always looked at them that way. Nothing real special. There's no special features really. There's commentary on each movie, and there's a never before released audio commentary and archive interviews and stuff like that. As far as that, there's really nothing special about them. But the picture quality is great. I love seeing Star Wars on Blu Ray. They all look amazing. And just inside here, it's got a little picture of Anakin. And there's Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith. The Blu Ray box set has a lot more extensive special features in the Complete Saga. And here's A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. I love this cover, Vader and all the other, and the Sith Lord and everything. I think it's really awesome. Excellent job on this collection. And we open it up. As you saw in the other one, we had Anakin Skywalker. Here we've got Luke Skywalker. And there's A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. Alright, so that is my complete Star Wars collection on VHS, DVD, and Blu Ray. Hope you guys like it. Accumulated this over the years. Again, big Star Wars fan. As you can see from my collection, I'm a huge fan of the original trilogy, as I have multiple versions of that on VHS, DVD, and Blu Ray. The original trilogy has always been my favorite. I'm pretty excited to see Episode 7 when it comes out in theaters next year. So, you know, I just hope they do it justice and it, you know, stays true to the fans, you know, so they can enjoy it. Alright, well, that'll wrap up this video. Hope you guys enjoy. Like and subscribe, comment. You know, I love reading everybody's comments. And we'll see you next time. Bye.